So let's talk about Cancer season. Hello, beautiful people. Life can be a challenge, but at least we have each other. Yes, Cancer season begins the night of June 20th or early June 21st, depending on where you live. So in this video, I will make sure that you know what to expect and the best way to navigate the 4 weeks of Cancer season based on your sun sign and your rising sign. And I will go over both of those separately, along with the main action that you can take to make the most of this 4-week period. Okay, no more wasting time. Let's go. Cancer season begins when the sun enters Cancer on Saturday, June 21st at 2:42 a.m. Universal Time, which will be 7:42 p.m. Pacific Time on Friday, June 20th, 10:42 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Friday, June 20th. And for those of you that live in the Southern Hemisphere, this will be 12:42 p.m. on Saturday, June 21st in Sydney, Australia, and 4:42 a.m. on Saturday, June 21st in Johannesburg, South Africa. So let's find out the best way to make the most of this Cancer season energy. Cancer season marks the shift into cardinal water, a turning point where you're not just feeling more deeply, you're being invited to initiate from that depth. Ruled by the moon, Cancer governs the rhythms of the body, the tides of the planet, and the patterns of emotional strength, all of which are essential to manifesting your goals for 2025. Let's celebrate all of those deeply feeling, instinctively connected Cancers out there who protect what matters and move through life with compassion as their compass. This season invites us all to follow their lead, to build lives that are emotionally honest, spiritually aligned, and rooted in what really matters. I'm wishing you all a season of clarity, healing, and powerful new beginnings. Happy Cancer season. Now let's find out what this Cancer season will be bringing your way based on your individual rising sign and your individual sun sign, and the main action that you can take to make sure you are making the most of this Cancer season energy. Okay, my powerful Aries Rising. Cancer season activates your 4th house of home, roots, and emotional foundation. This is a time to pause your forward motion and check in with what's going on under the surface. Now, that doesn't mean that you won't make headway or that you can't make headway concerning your goals. It just means that you may feel more inwardly directed and more reflective during this time and more aware of what needs to be nurtured rather than pushed. And by tending to your inner world, your home, your family connections, and the emotional structures in your life, this is what will actually give you the foundation to be able to move forward and make headway in terms of achieving the goals that you have set for yourself overall in 2025. And in doing so, it is so important to look at who in your close inner circle is supporting your growth and who may be sabotaging your ambitions. And this isn't so you can place any blame or focus on negative energy, but so you can focus on creating more supportive connections where possible, and you can make the choice to give less energy to the connections that you know are only bringing you down. So this is going to be an opportune time, Aries Rising, to strengthen your foundation, so that way as you move forward throughout the rest of the year, you can do so feeling confident and feeling supported. Now, the main action that you can take to make the most of this Cancer season energy is reorganize or rebuild something in your physical or emotional home life that strengthens your sense of safety and stability. Now, whether that's cleaning or restructuring your space, whether that's setting a necessary boundary when it comes to rules in the home, or even when it comes to certain relationships, or this could also be healing a family dynamic. Whatever option you take, when you do take that action, you're laying down the foundation that everything else in your life will be built upon as you move forward. Now, if your sun sign is Aries, Cancer season turns your attention inward as well, and may bring waves of nostalgia, of emotional clarity, or a deep desire to feel rooted in something that is meaningful. You are usually driven by passion and speed, Aries, but now the universe is asking you to reconnect with what truly feels like home to your heart. This is less about public wins and more about private fulfillment. This will be a time for you to really focus on self-care, because Leo season is coming up right after Cancer season, and that will be a time for you to hit the ground running and really make some major headway. So think of this 4-week period as a reboot phase for you, where you will put all of the foundational things into place that are necessary to really be at your best physically, mentally, and spiritually as you move forward. Now, the main action that you can take to make the most of this Cancer season energy is nurture your emotional well-being like it's your most important asset, because it is. This might mean rest, this might mean honest reflection, It could mean creating space for you to recharge your battery. When your inner world is nourished, your fire becomes unstoppable in all the right ways. So embrace this energetic opening and happy Cancer season, Aries. Okay, my powerful Taurus rising, Cancer season lights up your third house. So this is a time to rework how you express your emotions, how you share your ideas, and how you connect with those in your close circles. This energy is less about pushing forward and more about creating deeper, more emotional resonance in the way that you speak, in the way that you write, and in the way that you engage with the people close to you and with the public. Don't be surprised if a situation comes up with a family member or a neighbor where how you express yourself will have everything to do with how the situation is going to unfold. So think solutions. Don't get too caught up on placing blame or on why something is taking place. Instead, assess the situation and move forward thinking, how can I affect resolution using my communication skills in the most effective way possible? Also know that whatever challenges that do come up for you during this 4-week period, communicating your way to the solution, that's going to be the answer. Not avoidance, not cutting someone off or out of your life. It's being clear on what you would like the outcome to be and then doing your best to effectively communicate that in order to facilitate the outcome that you envision for the scenario. Now, the main action that you can take to make the most of this Cancer season energy is choose one conversation that you've been avoiding and have it with honesty, presence, and heart. Now, whether it's a vulnerable text that you send, it could be a handwritten note or talking on the phone or meeting in person, just initiate the conversation and know that your voice is meant to be a vehicle for healing during this time and for connection. And it is so important to engage in whatever this conversation is, Taurus rising. Now, if Taurus is your sun sign, Cancer season invites you to explore the power of emotional intelligence through bringing your awareness to your thoughts and how they affect the way that you choose to express yourself. More than likely, you're gonna feel a stronger need to be understood or to understand others on a deeper, more intuitive level. Now, this is a season where your inner world becomes the focus and you are meant to pay much more attention to what you consume. And I'm not talking about what's on the menu for your next meal. I'm talking about what you choose to consume mentally and emotionally. Ask yourself, is the content that you are taking in feeding both your heart and your intellect? This is a chance to really soften your approach without sacrificing your strength. And the main action that you can take to make the most of this season's energy is tune into what you are mentally consuming and make sure it aligns with your emotional truth. Now, whether it's a book or a podcast or what you are scrolling through on a daily basis on your phone or the way that you talk to yourself, Cancer season wants you to feed your mind in a way that reflects how much you value your inner peace. The more you bring awareness to this, the more you are going to be working with the universe in terms of using the energy of Cancer season to really elevate your ability to manifest the things that you envision for yourself into reality. So embrace this energetic opening and happy Cancer season, Taurus. Okay, my powerful Gemini rising. Cancer season activates your second house, and after the mental stimulation of the previous season, Gemini season, this is a shift into grounding and reassessment. You're being asked to get clear on what truly supports your sense of stability, not just financially, but emotionally and spiritually. This way you can move forward after your rebirth season while making sure to redefine what matters to you, which will be where you put your focus, which will then affect what you manifest into reality as you move forward. So it's time to ask yourself, what am I building? What do I value now versus what you used to? This is a time to strengthen your foundation so your ideas and your energy have something solid to stand on. Don't be surprised if financial situations arise that need your attention or if a financial situation improves during this time. Both things can take place and are likely to. Also, don't be surprised if you are faced with a relationship situation where you are being asked to really look at whether or not the person that you are interacting with values you and treats you accordingly. This will also be an opportunity to see how much you value yourself. Now, the main action that you can take to make sure you're making the most of this Cancer season energy is create or adjust a system, financial or emotional or practical, that reflects your current sense of self-worth. Now, this could be tracking your spending or building new habits in this area, or just valuing your time differently. The way you manage your resources should really align with your growth. Now, if your sun sign is Gemini, Cancer season moves you into a quieter, more grounding headspace. After all of the ideas and all of the connections and all of the forward motion of your birthday month, this is your time to anchor in. You may find yourself reflecting on what really matters to you, not just what's interesting. This season is going to help you check in with what it is that you need in order to feel safe and supported from the inside out. And it will be important once you establish what that is to really start making sure that you take the steps necessary to have those things in your life and those type of people surrounding you. The main action that you can take to make sure you are making the most of this Cancer season energy is nourish your sense of value, not by doing more, but by appreciating who you already are. Now, what I mean by this is absolutely have your clear goals for the future, but also make sure that you really love who you are at this moment in your life. It is possible to be excited by who you are becoming while also really giving your present self the acceptance and the support and the love that you deserve, Gemini. This could look like you balancing your schedule in a way where you are really accomplishing your goals, but also taking care of your well-being and enjoying your life just for the sake of enjoyment. It could also look like saying no to the things that you know drain you, or just affirming your worth through your actions, not just your thoughts. Do this, and this Cancer season will really unfold in a way that really gets your momentum going for the next 11 months. So embrace this energetic opening, and happy Cancer season, Gemini. Okay, my powerful Cancer rising, it is time to celebrate because your rebirth season is here. Cancer season is lighting up your first house, and if you have been watching my channel for a while, you know that I'm often saying it's time to hit the reset button. Well, for you, this truly is your reset point of the year, your moment where the universe hands you the pen and says, write the next chapter. You're being called to show up more fully, not as who you have been out of habit or out of comfort, but as who you have actively become based on your experiences and your wisdom. It's a time to honor the wisdom of your emotional experiences while creating space for a more empowered version of yourself to emerge. You can expect new opportunities to come your way, but what those opportunities will mean for you and how they will unfold for you will be totally contingent on how you are approaching them, on how you are showing up. Are you approaching them from a renewed perspective based on everything that you have learned up to this point in your life? Or are you reverting back to old habits and old ways of thinking? Now, if you want new outcomes, you have to operate from a renewed version of yourself. If you want the same old results, show up as the same old you. Now, the main action that you can take to make the most of this Cancer season energy is redefine how you present yourself to the world energetically, emotionally, and even visually. Now, whether it's a shift in mindset, setting new boundaries, redefining what you believe about yourself and about life, or just refreshing your outward appearance, or all of the above. Let this be a conscious declaration of the self that you're ready to embody this month, because it's gonna set the tone for the next 11 months. So playtime is over. Now, if your sun sign is Cancer, then it is finally here, your season. And I wanna wish all of you intuitive, determined, protective, creative, resilient Cancerians out there a rebirth season filled with opportunity, with new connections, spiritual and intellectual revelations, good times, good fortune, and most of all, love. Now, the 4 weeks of Cancer season will be a return to your essence, Cancer. It's like a sacred mirror reflecting back to you both how far you've come and what still needs to be honored within. You may feel more sensitive, but also more attuned to what's real. This is a powerful time to reclaim your emotional needs without apology and to let your inner truth lead the way. Your light is magnetic now, and not because it's loud, but because it is rooted in authenticity. If there's any time to follow your instincts, now is that crucial time. Just like I said to Cancer Rising, many opportunities are gonna show up for you during this time, but how they unfold is gonna be 100% based on how honest you are with yourself and with life, and how authentically you approach each opportunity. So be yourself and challenge yourself to work through anything that you know you need to work through. Do not go back to safe habits that stunt your personal growth, like cutting things off when you get angry, or just walking away from someone or something without communicating first to make sure you give them the opportunity to resolve the situation. Then if they don't resolve it, then you can for sure walk out, do your thing. But you want to make sure you're growing with each circumstance and each opportunity to grow. This is the time to show the universe that you have learned the lessons from your life experience up to this point, so that way it can reflect back to you that depth of experience and that depth of knowing, and it will reflect it back to you with abundance, new experiences, new opportunities, and fulfillment. Now, the main action that you can take to make the most of this season's energy is initiate a new pattern of self-honoring behavior, even if it's quiet. And even if it's just for you. Now, what that means is saying yes to something that your soul has been craving, or saying no to something that has been draining you. As human beings, we co-create with the universe, but there are definitely times where the universe says, okay, you take the wheel for a moment and show me where you are going. And this is that season for you, Cancer. So embrace this energetic opening. Happy birthday and happy Cancer season. Okay, my powerful Leo rising. Cancer season activates your 12th house. So this 4-week period is about rest, reflection, and subconscious integration. Now, I know for your personality that does not sound exciting, but it is actually, and here's why. This doesn't mean that you can't have major things happen regarding what you're intending to manifest into your reality. So you can achieve your goals during this Cancer season, but in the midst of that, it is important to know that spiritually, this is your time to exhale, a time to slow down when you feel that urge to slow down calling you. Know that it's okay to step back and connect with what's going on behind the scenes. And this is the time period right before Leo season. So you're really meant to quiet all the mental noise around you, so that way you can connect to the signs that the universe is sending you. This time period is meant to give you the space mentally and spiritually to really figure out what it is that you want, so that way when Leo season comes around, there is no confusion, just laser focus. The universe is asking you to retreat inward and clear emotional residue and close out any unfinished energetic loops. You may feel more private or introspective during this time, and just know that's not regression, that is actually recalibration. Now, the main action you can take to make the most of this Cancer season energy is intentionally create space for rest, reflection, and emotional release. Whether it's through meditation or journaling or spiritual practices, or simply just more quiet time. Honor what needs to be honored, so that way you can let go of what needs to be released, and then you can rise clear and powerful when Leo season comes along. Now, if your sun sign is Leo, Cancer season serves as your soul's pre-party. But it's not about hype, it's about healing. This season brings you face to face with your emotional undercurrent, the unspoken feelings, your dreams or wishes that you may have had but you have set aside or allowed yourself to forget. It also brings focus to the places within you that need healing and tending to. And when any of these things come up, instead of brushing them off, you will be guided to listen to them more deeply. You're a personality type that's all about doing, Leo, which is great, but this Cancer season is a time for you to really connect to being. So that way you remember who you are at your core, what really matters to you, and also what it is you truly desire. Now, if you've been thinking lately, what is it that I really want? Then this is the 4-week period to figure that out, so that way when your birthday season comes around, you can hit the ground running with clarity of intention, and the universe can reflect that clarity back to you. Now, the main action that you can take to make the most of this Cancer season energy is recommit to your inner world like it is the source of your light, because it is. Look at this as a time of spiritual and mental exploration, Leo. No matter where you are in life, no matter what phase you are in, no matter what age you are, none of that matters. What matters is giving yourself the opportunity to dream and to ask yourself, what is it that you want your life to look like during the next 12 months? So see what comes to you and see what excites you and see what scares you, so that way you can understand why it's scaring you, and ask yourself, do I need to be attached to the belief systems that are creating that fear? Or is it time to reboot and reconnect and clear all of that confusion out? And that way you can say, this is what I know I really want, and I can be excited about moving forward to manifest that into reality. Find what motivates you. This way you can process all of this information and come up with a clear vision for yourself as we move into your season. Now, this is a very important time for you, so do not waste it, Leo. Just doing the same old thing that you've been doing is not gonna cut it. Change things up. Prepare for the big shift that is coming your way when your season comes along. So embrace this energetic opening, and happy Cancer season, Leo. Okay, my powerful Virgo Rising, Cancer season activates your 11th house. So the next 4 weeks are about vision and connection and aligning with your future. This is a time to reconnect with your bigger why, not through analysis, but through emotional resonance. You're being pulled toward the people, the collaborations, and the causes that reflect the next version of you. It's less about networking and more about soul-aligned belonging. Right now, Cancer season is opening up the question to you, who do you want to build with? What kind of future actually feels nourishing to you? What friendships and what business partnerships feel supportive and full of potential for the future? It is highly likely for you to meet someone new or to deepen an existing relationship with someone that can play a very influential role in terms of you achieving your future goals. So keep your awareness heightened for that sort of connection. Now, the main action you can take to make the most of this Cancer season energy is initiate a connection or collaboration that supports your long-term goals and your emotional well-being. Now, whether it's joining a new community or reconnecting with your purpose or sharing your vision with people who genuinely get it. Make moves that feel both meaningful and expansive. Now, if Virgo is your sun sign, Cancer season is asking you to lift your gaze beyond your to-do list. You're being invited to dream again, Virgo, not in vague hypotheticals, but in visions that are emotionally rooted. This is a time when your inner world is craving more depth and more connection and more alignment with people and dreams that truly resonate with you. Now, let this season show you that emotional fulfillment and future success are not mutually exclusive. They are intertwined. Look at what you've been focusing on and engaging in lately, Virgo, and ask yourself, am I doing these things out of obligation or out of habit, or am I genuinely enjoying myself? And I know life does bring certain responsibilities and it's not all fun and games all the time, but this Cancer season for you is opening up an energetic portal to your spiritual truth and giving you the opportunity to remind yourself what you really want and what it is about life that you genuinely enjoy. And once you reconnect to what that is, then it's time to allow yourself to do those things and to manifest the life that you truly envision for yourself. Now, the main action you can take to make the most of this Cancer season energy is share your vision with someone you trust and allow support in. You don't have to build everything alone, Virgo. Let collaboration and community become part of the architecture of your next chapter. This could really open up your understanding of what's possible when you start to allow support from the people around you to come in and expand what you are capable of. Sometimes it's hard for you to ask for help, I know, and it can be hard for you to trust, but you will be surprised if you open yourself up to the idea that both of those things are possible. Then you will see how it amps up your ability to manifest into reality what it is you truly want, which is very exciting. So embrace this energetic opening and happy Cancer season, Virgo. Okay, my powerful Libra Rising, Cancer season lights up your 10th house. So this is the 4-week period to zoom out and consider the legacy that you are building. Not just the titles or achievements, but the emotional imprint that you are making on the world around you. You may feel called to step up in new ways and take more ownership of your path, or shift your professional direction towards something that feels more aligned. Now, this is a time where you will step into your confidence and you won't need the approval of outside influences. You'll feel that it's not about impressing others. It's about aligning your outer impact with your inner truth. Now, you are likely to have an uptick in your financial profile during this 4-week period, which is great. And if you've been looking for work, you are likely to find what you have been looking for during this 4-week period. Also, if you are involved in social media as a content creator, this is an excellent time to see an increase in your following or engagement due to the fact that your connection to the public increases. However, if there is some lesson to be learned in this area, you may find that there could be some sort of conflict between you and the public. And if that does come up, just know that this is an opportunity to elevate how you present yourself to the world around you. Now, the main action that you can take to make the most of this Cancer season energy is initiate a shift in your professional life that reflects what matters to you on a soul level. Now, whether it's setting new goals for yourself or redefining your leadership style or simply showing up more authentically in your work, this is your time, Libra Rising, to lead with emotional integrity. So overall, just know this is a time of forward movement and forward momentum for you. Now, if your sun sign is Libra, Cancer season is bringing focus on how your emotional needs relate to the ambitions that you have at this time. You may feel more sensitive about whether or not you are getting the recognition that you deserve, and you also may start to question and have the desire to define the direction that your life is going. And the good news is Cancer season is a time for you to really get some clarity when it comes to whether or not you are truly on the right track, Libra. And the way to answer this question is not about pushing harder or overanalyzing anything. Instead, it's about just asking yourself, does my outer life reflect my inner values and my inner desires? Cancer season helps you clarify what success means to you now in your life and how to pursue it in a way that honors both your heart and your potential. So take your time during this 4-week period, Libra, and ask yourself, what excites me? What gives me a sense of fulfillment? And then make a commitment to yourself to allow yourself to confidently step in that direction. Now, the main action that you can take to make the most of this Cancer season energy is define success on your own terms. Then take one bold step that reflects that definition. This isn't about proving yourself to anyone. It's about living in alignment with who you are and letting that clarity shape your path forward. Now, this way you can find yourself at the end of this 4-week period enjoying each present moment and looking forward to the next. So embrace this energetic opening and happy Cancer season, Libra. Okay, my powerful Scorpio Rising, Cancer season activates your 9th house. So be ready for a 4-week period where luck is gonna be on your side, Scorpio Rising. Not to mention, with Jupiter being in Cancer, this is seriously an excellent time for you energetically. This will be a time where opportunities are sure to arise for you. And if you've been working on a specific goal for a while, you are likely to see forward movement and positive momentum in that area. This will be a time to zoom out and look at the big picture of your life, not from a purely intellectual place, but from the lens of your emotional truth. What beliefs are you holding on to that either uplift you or limit you? You may feel called to explore new philosophies and commit to new spiritual studies or practices, or just start planning a change that puts you in alignment with your future self. This is a season of inner awakening that turns into outer direction. And the main action that you can take to make the most of this Cancer season energy is initiate a new perspective or path of learning that challenges and expands your current worldview. Now, whether that's through travel or mentoring someone else or finding a mentor for yourself or through a spiritual study, seek something that feeds both your heart and your mind. This is a time to act, Scorpio Rising, and act in a way that is outside of your comfort zone. Set your sights high and you will see that you are capable of even more than you ever dreamed possible. Just know that this is absolutely go time for you. Now, if your sun sign is Scorpio, first let me share with you as well that this is a great time period for you, because not only is Cancer an energy that forms a very positive aspect with your Scorpio Sun, but with Jupiter in Cancer, this further magnifies your good luck during this Cancer season. Cancer season will also soften your intensity a bit while inviting you to reconnect with your sense of meaning. After months of navigating emotional depth because of the intensity of all the things that have happened to you so far this year, Scorpio, this is a chance to let hope back into your life. It's not that it hasn't been there, but sometimes you get so rooted in the reality of the physical that you forget to connect to the truth of the spiritual. And this is where hope is born and where hope is fueled. Now, your soul wants to grow and explore and believe in something bigger. And by this, I don't mean blind optimism. Instead, I mean emotionally intelligent faith. This is a season to imagine again and dream again and to envision a path that not only serves as a way for you to grow, but a path that really inspires you. Now, the main action that you can take to make the most of this Cancer season energy is give yourself permission to outgrow what no longer aligns with your higher vision and make space for something new. Now, whether that's an old idea or plan or belief system or a relationship that brings you down or a painful experience from the past or a grudge that you may still be holding, let whatever it is go and let your next step be led by inspiration rooted in emotional truth. This is an excellent time for you, so do not waste it being distracted by something that you know you can't do anything about. And the past is definitely an area that you can't do anything about. The now is where all of your power is. So root yourself in the now and make choices from that place of inspiration and excitement and the belief in yourself and your belief in what's possible. Do that and you will make major headway during this 4-week period of Cancer season. So embrace this energetic opening and happy Cancer season, Scorpio. Okay, my powerful Sagittarius Rising, Cancer season activates your 8th house. So buckle up, because this is a powerful, emotionally charged time that asks you to go deep into your fears, deep into your patterns, and deep into your attachments. It's not about surface level changes. It's about confronting what's going on underneath emotionally that shapes how you give and receive energy. Cancer season brings an opening that is meant to help you release what's heavy without losing your center. What needs to be released may be connected to loss, that you have recently experienced, or it could be connected to a relationship dynamic that needs to change. Whatever comes up for you during this 4-week period, and there's definitely something emotionally charged that is likely to come up, know that it is a window into something deeper, and what you will find will be exactly what you need in terms of clarity in order to be able to release and renew your energy. And what you will find if you allow yourself to go deeper is exactly what you will need in terms of clarity in order to be able to release and renew your energy. Now, the main action that you can take to make the most of this Cancer season energy is initiate an emotional clearing. Now, whether that's a new boundary, whether that's a forgiveness process, or releasing a dynamic that drains your power, like a bad habit or a way of thinking that undermines your success. This season is about reclaiming your emotional energy and choosing emotional connection, one that inspires you instead of one that depletes your energy. And this may be something as simple as an intense connection that you have to routine or a bad habit that, if released and shifted, can break open a new perspective and a new path, Sagittarius Rising. So this is an intense and exciting time for you. Now, if Sagittarius is your sun sign, Cancer season will be pulling you inward, which will be a shift from your usual forward-facing fire. But just know, this is because by going inward, this is where you will unlock your next level power to be able to get right back into that forward-facing fire type flow. So go with it. You may find yourself craving more privacy, deeper conversations, or a more honest relationship with your inner world. This is a time for major change, but it's meant to happen from the inside out, not by chasing the next horizon. Instead, it's about tending to what still lives in the shadows of your heart that needs to be healed. Now, I know this does not sound very exciting, Sagittarius, for your personality, but life is all about balance, and certain seasons are for healing. And you can do this healing while still achieving your goals. But if you want to continually expand, which I know you do, this is the way to do it. Now, the main action that you can take to make the most of this Cancer season energy is face one emotional truth that you have been avoiding and let it guide you toward healing. This could be admitting something still hurts regarding a former experience or relationship. This could be acknowledging that you might have a fear of intimacy. This could be recognizing that you are still carrying resentment for a family member. Or it could be something like letting go of your "I'm always fine" mask. Whether that truth brings release, empowerment, or a new level of intimacy with yourself or someone else, your evolution begins with emotional honesty during this Cancer season. This is going to be your key to unlocking your power, Sagittarius. So embrace this energetic opening, and happy Cancer season, Sagittarius. Okay, my powerful Capricorn Rising. Cancer season activates your 7th house. So this is a time when your focus naturally will shift from self-discipline to shared space, the give and take of connection. Yes, Capricorn Rising, this is my favorite topic, relationships. And this doesn't have to be romantic. It can be, and most likely it will be, but it can also be any other sort of relationship that matters to you in your life or that has a major influence. Now, the universe is inviting you to explore how your emotional needs show up in relationships, and whether the structures that you have built around love are supportive, and whether there's intimacy that you experience that is truly serving you. This is about creating reciprocal connections where care is mutual and truth and safe. And that sounds good, but this isn't always easy for you because trust can be difficult, and releasing control can also be difficult for you. And I don't mean control of the other person. I just mean you like to be in control of your emotions. So don't be surprised if during this 4-week period, some sort of relationship, either new or already established, brings about an opportunity for growth in this area. Now, the main action that you can take to make the most of this Cancer season's energy is initiate a new way of relating that centers emotional honesty and balanced support. Now, whether that's having a heart-to-heart talk that might be uncomfortable for you, but one that you know is necessary, or it could be redefining boundaries in your relationship, or simply choosing softness where you once chose silence or aggression. This is your season to make connection feel like home. So good luck, Capricorn Rising. You've got this. I believe in you. Now, if your sun sign is Capricorn, Cancer season is bringing you into emotional focus through the mirror of others. This is a time period where you are going to realize that each person in your life is reflecting back to you a part of yourself. They all represent something about you, and that is why you have them in your life. You may find that certain relationships highlight where you've been craving deeper nourishment, or where your independence has come at the cost of closeness with people. Now, while you're naturally a strong person and self-sufficient, this season is reminding you that desiring to be held is not a weakness, And it also isn't unrealistic to think that it's possible that you will attract and create a relationship where you will feel safe enough to be vulnerable enough to tear down some of those Capricorn walls and allow yourself to be held. This Cancer season is an opportunity to soften and to support and allow emotional connection to be a part of your strength. So whatever situations show up for you during this next 4 weeks, especially the challenging ones, remember the theme is learning to create more fulfilling relationships in your life, and not through judgment or dismissal of someone else's capability, but through communicating your needs from a more vulnerable space and then allowing someone else to show up for you within that energetic shift. Now, the main action that you can take to make the most of this Cancer season's energy is let someone in, genuinely. Now, whether it's expressing a need, offering vulnerability, or opening the door to more intimacy, the healing that you seek is going to come from connection, not control. This is going to be a very exciting time for you, Capricorn, so embrace this energetic opening and happy Cancer season, Capricorns. Okay, my powerful Aquarius Rising, Cancer season activates your 6th house. So after a season of big ideas and inspiration, it is now time to get back to the details. Not to micromanage or to try and control anything, but to nurture the daily rhythms that sustain you. Your emotional well-being is directly tied to how you care for your body, your time, and your commitments. Your ability to manifest your desires into reality is also tied to the consistency of these things. So this 4-week period of Cancer season is about aligning your lifestyle with your deeper values, not just by working harder, but by working more consciously. Now, whenever any challenges come up for you during this 4-week period, especially challenges related to your work or your health, ask yourself, what are the daily habits that I have or that I am lacking that may have contributed to creating this challenging issue? Then ask yourself, what can you implement into your daily schedule that may assist in resolving this issue and keeping it from happening again in the future? Now, the main action that you can take to make the most of this Cancer season energy is initiate one change in your daily routine that honors your emotional and physical health. Now, whether that's a new morning ritual, cleaning up your calendar, or simplifying your commitments, structure is meant to become your form of self-love this season. You have so many gifts, Aquarius, but you can tend to get distracted or be inconsistent, and that can definitely lead to a lack of results. So if you think of consistency as a form of loving yourself and then make a commitment to loving yourself more this season, and as you move forward, then you will have a major boost in your momentum and your success. Now, if your sun sign is Aquarius, Cancer season brings you inward to examine how you care for yourself on a foundational level. As an Aquarius, your mind is often focused on the future. Well, this season is reminding you that the present moment is where all of your power is, Aquarius. When challenges or frustration or waves of negative emotions come your way during these 4 weeks, meet them with presence. And by that I mean, the more you can take a deep breath in those moments and ground yourself in that present moment, the more you will not only effectively resolve the circumstances that are causing you suffering, but the more you will be able to activate your ability to manifest the vision that you have for yourself into reality. You may feel called to slow down during this Cancer season, or to reorganize just your personal space or your life in general, or to tend to something that you've been neglecting. Just know that all forms of healing and productivity are found in the small things now. This is your time to declutter your life a bit and strengthen your foundation, Aquarius. Now, the main action that you can take to make the most of this Cancer season energy is rebuild your relationship with discipline, not from pressure, but from compassion. Give yourself structure that nourishes you, not that punishes you. Your future expands when your present feels supported. This is the time to take care of yourself, Aquarius. Cancer season is a time where you can really make some headway when it comes to achieving your goals, but remember, it's about having a strong foundation if you want a strong life that feels as good on the inside as it looks on the outside. So embrace this energetic opening and happy Cancer season, Aquarius. Okay, my powerful Pisces Rising, Cancer season activates your 5th house. So I want you to know up front that this is definitely going to be a positive 4 weeks for you. This is your time to reconnect with what lights you up, not just artistically, but emotionally. After months of inner processing and external responsibilities, you're being asked to make space for the joy that feels pure and restorative. It's about reconnecting with what feels real and soulful and creatively alive inside you. If you have been wanting to manifest love, there is an increase in the likelihood of meeting someone new. Even if you haven't been wanting to manifest love, it still may come your way, but that doesn't mean that you need to connect to it. But the likelihood of someone showing up is pretty high. If you are already in a relationship and you've been working to have children, the likelihood of conceiving is increased. And aside from relationships, this fifth house transit is also likely to bring opportunities your way to engage in behaviors that you can do just for the sake of enjoying life. Now, this can also be a time of making headway when it comes to achieving your goals, but just know engaging in those activities that I was talking about that are based on enjoyment, they may not look like steps towards achieving your goals, but they can definitely turn out to create the circumstances that lead to just that. This could be like either you meeting someone new who could play a major role in you achieving your goals, or it could be you getting a new idea while engaging in these activities. Now, the main action that you can take to make the most of this Cancer season energy is initiate a creative or heart-centered outlet that allows your inner world to be seen and expressed. Now, whether that's through art, or whether it's through movement like dance or sports, or it could be through romance like dating or taking a relationship to the next level, or simply allowing yourself to have the energy of playfulness throughout your daily life. Your joy is your medicine this season. So keep this in mind as you navigate this exciting 4-week period, Pisces Rising. Now, if Pisces is your sun sign, Cancer season nourishes your spirit by reminding you of your magic, Pisces. Not the kind that is meant to impress others, but the kind that feeds your soul. You may feel a deep craving for creative expression or emotional intimacy, or a romantic self-renewal. This is a time to remember what makes you feel alive beyond your obligations. It's about falling back in love with yourself and with your life and with the emotional textures that make life feel so meaningful. So much of the time we get caught up in focusing on making money and tending to responsibilities that we forget that life is meant to be enjoyed. And this is your time to remind yourself of how much more productive and more creative and more powerful you are when you are in a good mood and when you're feeling good, when you feel like you are enjoying life. And I know with everything going on in the world, it can definitely be easy to get distracted by frustration or sadness or even anger. But remember, your focus is the root of your power. Where you choose to put your focus and your energy is directly connected to the energy the universe will reflect back to you. And this Cancer season is the time to make sure you are putting your focus and your energy into the things that bring you joy, so that way you can be reminded of just how powerful your manifesting skills are as you start to see the reflection of that joy and excitement. Now, the main action that you can take to make the most of this season's energy is make space for your highest self without needing to earn it. This means giving yourself full permission to explore what makes you feel free and what makes you feel inspired and what makes you feel like you can emotionally express yourself. That's where your power regenerates. The more you do that, the more you will allow the universe to put into your path the things that emphasize this. Now, this can be a time of new opportunity, of new relationships, of new inspiration, but it will all start with where you decide to put your focus, like I was talking about before, and how you decide to deal with any frustrating circumstances that come your way. So if something frustrating does come up, think of these steps. Pause, breathe, observe, then accept, and then resolve. Then just keep it moving, because then you can spend much more time in a space of peace than you will in a space of frustration. This can be and is meant to be an amazing 4 weeks for you, Pisces, but remember, focus is the key. So embrace this energetic opening and happy Cancer season, Pisces. Okay, so there you have it. Some insight into how your sign, both sun sign and rising sign, can make the most of this Cancer season. I hope you all enjoyed the information. If you did, please don't forget the baby tap. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. Thank you so much for taking the time to come and hang out with me. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video.